So you're an actress?
An actor. I was doing acting. This was a job that enabled me to work in, well, alongside, you know, commercial people coming in doing commercials. I thought, this is great. I can see the industry from another side and still go to auditions. I was bang in the middle of Wardour Street in London. Brilliant. So on lunch breaks I'd run off, go and do commercial castings and then come back. So it was like the perfect job. Wow. But whilst doing that, I used to get asked to do food for... We had Ed Sheeran, we had Madonna, we had The Crown on Netflix.
So what's your favourite platter to do?
My favourite grazing table, definitely I love weddings.
Welcome to Wedding Mayhem. Woo!
It's coming home.
It's coming home.
It's coming home.
Oh my God, we're in football hell. I'm not into football, are you?
Not at all, but last night I was like, so I didn't watch it on holiday. John went with two Scotsmen.
Yeah.
Both called Scott, by the way.
Scots from Scotland.
Two Scots from Scotland. And they were like, one of them was just like, oh, obviously because they don't support England. And John was like, if I hear you ask a Scottish person one more time if they're excited about the football, he was just like, because they don't support England, Lauren. And I was just like, why not? And he was just like, for God's sake. But no, it was we can't speak. It's because there's food. I can't concentrate.
Do you watch it together?
Last night we did.
Yeah, so I'm not allowed in the room.
Okay, well, so I said to John, I was like, have you got like a spare England top? And he was like, yeah.
Oh.
And I was like, sorry, is that making you really happy? And he was like, yeah, like it's a big deal. And then Elsie was like, I want one. So we found one for her, and it was literally down to her ankles. She looked like she was about to break in a gospel choir in her big red gown. But yeah, the three of us we kept her up until the first half because her school sent out an email saying, we know kids are going to want to stay up late for football. We'll keep the gates open till 10 a.m.
I saw.
Should we watch
literally when it finished, because I was fuming actually because I went into spare room because I don't watch it purely because if I watch it they'll lose. So John just looks at me. He waits for me to go out the room. Yeah. And then so I was going to watch Love Island and they've postponed it till 10 o'clock.
Yeah, they did.
I was fuming. So I ended up watching Traitors in the end. Me and the dog and the cat.
I nearly watched that.
And but then I went on Instagram and John Bishop. Because the final's on Sunday.
Yes.
Obviously, when you guys see this, it will all be over.
Oh my God.
And John Bishop put on there going, right, the show on Sunday is going to be in the afternoon, not as 8 o'clock as planned. You'll get an email. So he obviously hasn't cleared it with his agent or anything.
Yeah.
He said, because there's no way that I'm going to be doing a show when the football's on. He said, if you don't like it, you can have a refund.
Yeah. But no, you should have watched it. It was actually a really good game.
John was just shouting. He's the most calmest man on the planet. And then I'm hearing, get in! And
no, John's is really bad. John sounds like someone's about to be murdered.
Yes!
John loves his foot. He's so passionate about it.
I'm a rugby girl. I think there's just an etiquette and, I don't know, rugby just seems a bit more nicer. Plus, men's thighs are a bit wider, aren't they? Anyway, so while you've been away, I've been rescuing things.
I know. John's not happy with you.
Why?
Why, John?
Why?
Because I said, I think we're getting a kitten. And he said, no, we're fucking not. And I said, well,
so I've rescued I had a swarm of bees that I rescued.
Yeah, I don't want any of them.
And then literally, it was my birthday on Monday and on Sunday, and it was really weird. I don't think I've talked to you about this. So
briefly,
my mum went into labour. Her waters broke at 8 p.m. the day before my birthday, my day of birth, and John and I were watching TV and we could hear a baby crying. We thought it was on TV, put it on mute, it wasn't. He went out and we could see this pair of eyes looking through the lavender, and it was a little kitten, and I was like, oh, it's Jen's little kitten. So it ran off, jumped over the gate, and off it went. Half an hour later it appeared again, at 8:30 I think it was, about that time, and I went out and it literally just came straight up to me. It's the tiniest kitten, absolutely tiny, like in my hands, tiny. But I thought it was Jen's cat, so I went round and went, is this your cat? And they went, no, because ours is just in the bush. And its eyes were looking up at me going, hello. And this little kitten, so I've taken it back. And we've tried to find the owner and everything, and on Facebook and that. But I took it to the vets the next morning. And it turns out it's 18 months old. It's got all its adult teeth, so it's not a kitten. It's just the most tiniest thing, and it's probably feral. She said her heart rate is so low that when they go to the vets, they know that oh god, it's the vets. But she said she has no idea what's going to happen now. So the heart rate was really low.
Little wild one. But we think she might be pregnant. The husband number 3 doesn't know that yet. He's let me keep it for now. So we'll give you an update. So probably, in 3 weeks' time, she's back at the vets because nobody's claimed it. I think it is definitely feral, but she's so cuddly. Aww.
So we're trying to find a name for her, a little black kitten.
I thought you said you called her Magic.
Well, I called her Magic because she arrived exactly the same time. My waters would have broken many years ago.
Your mum's.
Your
mum's waters.
Mum's waters. My mum was called Merlin. And it's a black cat, so it's Black Magic, Merlin's Magic. So, but we're not going to call it Magic because John keeps calling it Madge. And then we're coming out with all different names. So, I want to call it Willow, and he's saying Willy.
Oh,
He
why do you
shortens
call
it.
her Sooty?
Sooty. I've had a cat called Sooty.
Have you? Sweep?
Yeah. Sweep. I've had a cat called Sweep as well.
I'll find you a nice name.
Anyways, that's my week. But I've got a little present for you.
What?
Do you remember the episode that we talked about the perfumes that you got out of the magazines that you used to rub on your neck?
Scratch and sniff. No, that's not it, is it?
Scratch and sniff.
Is it? Yeah, it is. No, it's not. Yeah, no, it was you that used to rub magazines
You
on
used to rub it,
yeah.
and then put the magazines back. When I was on holiday, I opened up a magazine that I had, and they've gone up market.
Oh, pull and press the bottle.
Yeah, so you pull it out.
Oh, that's a nice smell.
Yeah, so you do squirt it. Yeah, on your eye.
No, I think it's dried out. That bee stuff.
No, probably. Yeah, so it's like a squirty thing. You press it, and then it's like
Yeah, I felt a pop.
There you go.
Oh, that's cool.
Isn't that cool?
Where's the bottle?
I didn't buy it.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, guys, thank you ever so
Got a
much
gift
for
you.
coming back to us,
Got your
and thank
sample.
you. Stop talking.
It's dried out.
Got to
Thanks.
introduce our guests. Thank you guys for coming back to us. We are absolutely storming.
Mental.
Oh, it is mental.
And also, if you could only send a smell through a screen, what we can smell right now.
So should we
And
introduce?
it ain't this.
So should we introduce the person that has actually made all this?
You go for it.
What's her name?
I'm holding this, and then you introduce. There's no point changing it now.
Welcome,
Lovely
Charlotte, for
picture.
Walnut and Honey.
I
I knew I did it. Cut. From Honey and Walnut Grazing. God,
Blazing.
Blazing.
I'm not a
Grazing.
window company.
Oh, for God's sake.
So first she smokes weed because she was a blazer, then she's a glazer. Grazing.
I'm a woman of many trades.
Oh my God.
Hopefully a massive
Maybe I
one of
should
them.
do
Would you like to
introductions.
introduce yourself? Because obviously, clearly, I can't.
I'm Charlotte from Honey and Walnut Grazing.
There we go. Right, we'll just eat, and then you
Your
do
picture is lovely, by the way.
Thank you so much.
So these the cards that you give out to people?
Those cards were made specifically for the UK and International Cheese Awards, and I headlined.
There's a cheese
and did
awards,
a,
mate. That's a
um,
place to be.
I was the warmer pack for James Martin,
Oh my
and that
God.
was 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So those were made for the 600 VIPs that were coming to watch and that were sampling our VIP grazing table. So all of the cheeses that have won for those 2 days were on our table. So we got given them, and then we were showcasing them with our chutneys and.
So when you were saying warming up, what were you doing?
So he was
exactly?
on after me, so it was Muller yogurt, talking about all thing Muller and
Yeah.
football and yogurts
Yeah.
and their new flavours.
Yeah.
And then we were straight after talking about Honey Walnut Grazing, how we started, and then I had to introduce him, and then he came on
Oh
and
my
and then he
God.
gave me some tips on nuts and
Oh.
yeah, you can fry a walnut, which I didn't realise you can do.
Oh.
Yeah, because we do sticky glazed walnuts.
Okay.
Nice.
But he said put them in the fryer.
You can air
And I
fry
haven't
everything
tried
these
them.
days.
I haven't tried frying a walnut yet, but I will.
God.
I will, James. I will.
And what would you put the walnuts on? Anything in particular?
So camembert is really beautiful.
Okay,
so
yeah.
if you bake a camembert with some wild garlic, rosemary, and then put drizzle of honey, and then crush some roasted walnuts. Roast them first. It helps the flavour infuse. And that with some homemade crusty bread, salted butter, you're in for a treat.
Oh my god.
So
honey's
walnuts
quite
are
a thing
great.
at the minute. Have you noticed? People are putting it on so much
I'm
stuff.
sold
Put it
out.
on their skin.
Yeah.
But honey's it's natural. It's a natural.
But the Manuka
antiseptic
honey
as well.
is really because the plant that it comes from is really
Manuka
soothing
honey's
and stuff like that. Yeah,
I used to drink it for my throat.
Yeah,
with hot water and lemon and ginger.
Yeah,
and it is amazing.
Yeah.
So let's go back to you. How did this all begin?
Wow, how long have we got?
As long as you want, because you're going to
I
feed
reckon
us.
it'll take me about 25 minutes.
Won't take you long at all.
Yeah, we will
that's
lose
without
them now.
help.
Yeah, that's fine. You dig in.
I'll end up eating the flowers too, won't I?
People
It's really
do. We use edible flowers. Edible flowers are
you?
amazing.
Yeah.
Add a bit of pop of colour, it adds to the theatre.
Yeah.
I remember a first date going. It was George's first husband,
Yeah.
and we went to Chinese and they had one of those circular tables. Well, I was eating all the garnishes, the flowers
yeah, I've
and
done
stuff
that
like that,
before.
thinking that was the
I
food.
had one that
the
was a
flowers.
candle.
You had the
It was
candle.
actually a candle, but it's in the
Wow.
shape of a teddy, but it was bang in the middle. I've got a picture of it somewhere on my
And
Facebook.
you ate it.
I tried.
We've all been there.
We've all been there.
We've all been
I
there.
wouldn't have been- I wouldn't
and
have
we'd
done
be
that.
liars if we said we hadn't.
Yeah, you probably have, Sharon. You've just still not realised.
Well, you were eating the garnish, so you're halfway there.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right.
So-
So back to you.
Yes, so Honey and Walnut, it was actually born in COVID. So
Oh, wow.
It was only, we worked for a post-production house in London.
So you're an actress.
An actor, I was doing
Yeah.
acting. This was
Yeah.
a job that enabled me to work in, alongside, commercial people coming in doing commercials. I thought, this is great. I can see the industry from another side and still go to auditions. I was bang in the middle of Wardour Street in London.
Brilliant.
So on lunch breaks I'd run off, go and do commercial castings and then come back. So it was like the perfect job.
Wow.
But whilst doing that, I used to get asked to do food for... We had Ed Sheeran, we had Madonna, we had The Crown on Netflix.
Just
that
your
would come
low-key
in.
kind of people.
It was all of the people making the commercials. So I one day did a nibble board and I'd buy like nuts and
how did
olives.
So they
you
must have known
do
you
that?
were
Did
good
you-
with food.
Well, I
to
didn't
ask
know
you,
myself.
because no
I
one would
just
be
love
asking
food.
me.
And
Yeah.
I was the head of their Sky Bar, their VIP lounge.
Right,
So
okay.
with my team of 10, I said, right, we're
So
gonna
was
start
this a
doing-
job that you were doing to fund
Just-
yourself? So you were doing
just so I could live in London.
Right, okay.
Living in London, I'd
Yeah.
obviously got my partner.
Yeah.
We lived together, but it was just a job that enabled me to still do acting, because acting is such a fickle industry.
Yeah.
You're 1 minute you're working, but they're such short jobs. So a commercial you're shooting, unless you're abroad, you're shooting for a day, 2 days, unless you're on a TV show.
Yeah.
So you need something in between.
Yeah.
And so this was a job that I could do in
was like a
between.
filler.
Exactly. And also I got to be within the industry still. So I thought it was a clever move. So I used to create nibble boards, and then one day the CEO was like, can you do a grazing table? We've got Sainsbury's coming in, we'd had Waitrose, can you do a grazing table?
God, that's a bit of pressure because they're
No,
foodies,
I
aren't they?
loved it.
Yeah.
Well, they are foodies, but I used to order the food in.
Yeah.
We had like an account, so I used to order it, and they'd give me my
Oh,
budget.
so you were on the credit
So I
card.
was
Did
like-
you order from the actual shop that it was on?
Sometimes we had a massive Marks and Spencer, so sometimes I'd go and get
So you wouldn't
their
be like, don't
food.
touch that, that's Tesco's.
Oh,
or
no,
something
no, no,
like that.
they wouldn't
It
know
was
anyway.
Marks.
You'd get rid of the packets
Yeah.
and then you'd set up. But I grew, this love for creating aesthetically pleasing looking food, and that kind of grew. And then when COVID hit, I was put on furlough, found out I was pregnant, and thought, okay, what the hell am I going to do? Thought, oh, okay, I'll style food pictures, and I used to do it in my lounge. I'd bake something, take photos of it. My husband would watch me for like hours trying to take pictures of food, and I'd tag all the companies that the food I was photographing.
Yeah.
And at the same time I was planning for my wedding, looking at catering companies, and not one catering company inspired me in any way in terms of food. It was all the same food that we have at weddings.
What gets you excited about
three-course
food
meals.
in particular? Is there a particular...
I think with food, especially with grazing, it's the freshness, it's the versatility, it's the amount of variety. And I think so many people think that they have to have this traditional way of eating, which is the 3-course meal. You sat down, you sat with the people that you're told to be put with.
Picky bits is my favourite
eating
kind of food.
Tapas and olives and bread and everything, because we make everything. There's something very special and social. It brings two families together.
Yeah.
And you end up talking about food and going, oh my gosh, have you tried that chutney? Because we make everything.
Good icebreakers,
for that.
Especially for weddings. So if you don't know somebody, you'll be like,
it's
right.
Meanwhile, there'd be me not speaking at all because I'd be too busy eating.
It's wonderful when we do the banqueting tables. That is your show-stopping.
Yeah, tell us about your own wedding and your table. Was that 7 metres?
Yeah, so it was 7 trestle tables.
Oh my God.
Just filled with
How
food.
much food was on that
I had to do so much baking. I didn't look like a bride.
Come on, the old flour all over your face.
I was 15 weeks pregnant. So, but I was so adamant, and I'd done so much prep of like how I wanted my menu to be, and I'd practiced all the recipes. I'd drop it outside people's houses because obviously it was COVID still, and it literally the restrictions got lifted. The week of the wedding got lifted,
right?
So we were able to have.
Where did you get married?
30 people at church in Shropshire.
Oh, lovely.
So church wedding, then came back to my parents and had a marquee on their front lawn. So we were able to have the wedding that we wanted.
Fantastic.
And then I just did the food.
Oh my God. Did it all get
amazing.
Eaten?
Yes, it did.
Wow.
Because you find that people graze. That's what it's meant to do. It's meant to be there for the duration of the evening.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have some savoury, they go back to the desserts, they go back and have some more nuts, maybe some more cubes of cheese, hunks of crusty bread, some glazed hams.
Yeah.
Really
I think with like grazing tables and that, people probably get less drunk. Because it's not set, so you're drinking, drinking.
Because people eat more when they drink alcohol.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But then you've got your meal and then you're more drinking. But with you grazing, you
and you've been to weddings where you end up where you don't eat your pudding.
Yeah.
Because people start leaving, they get up and they walk away, or the starter's not something that they really want.
To be fair,
or you're left hungry, or
no one really goes to a wedding and was like, that 3-course meal was amazing. It's just
that's very
standard.
rare.
They're cooking for a lot of people.
And chicken supreme now is
gosh, it's like
if I have that. That was part of basically my wedding was like we're not having it because I had it on the menu and I went that is going.
Yeah.
I'm not having that, you know, because it's
just, one of John's favourite weddings was a sausage and mash, and he said it was amazing.
Oh really?
Yeah. They done sausage and
classics.
Yeah.
But I think definitely grazing is the way forward.
So you were working and doing these grazing tables,
pregnant, organising a wedding.
What happened? How did this then really go into full drive?
Once I'd done my wedding, I thought it was just like this light bulb moment of having this being like a fly on the wall and watching family talking and how wonderfully intimate and
organic,
social and organic. It just made me feel all tingly. Like it was the only thing it's ever made me feel like. I mean, that made no sense. Then I feel like I'm gabbling now.
No.
It's food makes me feel how I feel when I act.
Yeah.
It gives me goosebumps, it makes me feel something. And when I see people enjoying something, that just fuels me to go further. And I started doing grazing platters, put them on Instagram. I do cookie boxes, baked full-size cakes, brownies, and then I had returning customers. And when I got that returning customer, there was one of them that said, "Would you do my sister's wedding?"
Wow.
That's where
that's when you're like, "This is."
And then it snowballed.
Right. Okay. Are you normally? Were you a cook before?
No.
Really? Who cooked at home?
Food. I always cooked.
Yeah.
And my mom was the cooker. She cooked.
Yeah.
But she wasn't an
waitress.
Avid baker.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, because I feel like you're either one or the other.
But I was a very large child, so I loved food. That's why I loved eating, so maybe it's come from that. But I was a very large child, I was. I really was. That was private
absolutely
school.
Tiny.
It was private school for me, because I just feed kids.
Yeah. Are you a feed? I'm a feeder.
I was going to say you.
If anybody walks in the house, I'm like, right, you want some drink? Do you want a snack? Yeah, I've always got snacks in.
Put some bowls of crisps out.
Yeah.
Do you want to try a bit of these?
I've just whipped together a little 7-foot table for your kids.
There we go. Enjoy.
Mine's like, get some Pringles out the thing, get a bowl, you're off.
So what's your favourite platter to do?
My favourite grazing table, definitely I love weddings. There's something special in the air with weddings. You meet, you know, you talk to the brides and grooms. Sometimes we have Zoom calls so you see them face to face.
Yeah.
But it's only when you get actually to their day,
Yeah.
where you see them both stood there and you've spent all this time, sometimes over a year, planning their menu and going through their table setup. And, you know, we talk with the team about what we're going to create for them. They tell us what they love and what they don't love, and maybe things that they've had on a first date, and we go, okay, well, let's try and create that.
Oh, that's
so
fantastic.
it has to be special to the bride and groom, otherwise they're all the same.
Yeah.
So each table has to resemble the personality of the couple.
I love that.
So we personalise the cutlery with their initials.
Oh, wow.
And we'll do, we do their colour scheme, we'll match it to their vibe of their wedding, the table. So if they're going for rustic vintage, we'll use lots of wicker baskets, lots of rustic boards. If they're going opulent, we do kind of candelabras with twist candles and more glass marble stands. So everything is tailored to that couple and their menu. So those are the grazing tables I love to create, where they go, this is what we love, you do.
Do you get people that come to you that, you know, look at a venue and the venue are like, you know, the set 3-course dinner and stuff like that?
Yeah, a lot where they've said our venue don't want a grazing company.
Yeah.
And it's...
How do you overcome that?
I always say, I email the company,
Will you go talk
the wedding
to them?
venue,
Yeah.
and I'll go and meet with them.
Yeah.
Because I want to put them at ease. Sometimes it can feel, when people are stuck in this habitual of how something should be,
Yes.
you have to go and show them. So
That's why we're doing this.
You're like, I'm not stepping on your toes.
I'm not gonna
gonna
step
be
on your toes.
beside you.
No.
But the bride and groom, the venue has to be led by them as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, they
You
don't
have
want
to
lose
learn
that
and you have to
booking.
move with the times.
And
you
there,
know?
I think there have been some grazing companies that probably have burnt fingers of venues where they've left a mess or they haven't cleared things away, and you just have
So
to
do
go,
you do that as well? So
we
you go
clear
in,
it all
set it
away,
up
yeah.
and clear it
Set
away?
it all
Are
up.
you there on the day?
Yeah, they're on the
Okay.
day. And we can be there for the whole day. if
I have
they
visions
want
of
us
you in the
to
back
leave.
whipping up another cake or something.
That can be done as well for the next day, for the next wedding.
Do you get sad when you've made like all these beautiful shapes
And then
out
they
of like
wreck
parma?
it.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Oh, no, 'cause I was gonna
you
be
see
like-
that people are enjoying it, and when you're back in the kitchen, you're like washing up, and you can hear that everyone's started. That's really lovely,
Yeah.
especially when they eat things like your Scotch eggs, and they take
Oh my god, I
ages
love
to
Scotch
make.
eggs.
Oh my god, there's a guy. I run London marathons, and
Oh my gosh.
and there's a guy that's from America, and he comes over a year as part of our team for Children with Cancer, and he sends his wife off to Harrods.
Oh gosh.
In the middle of us all running, so when we come over the finish line, we've all got a Scotch egg from Harrods. Oh my
Are they
god!
good?
And they're delicious.
Yes, and it's like a runny, like
You
you
have
know,
to have a runny egg.
I've never had a runny Scotch
Oh my
egg.
god!
It's because if you buy shop brought, they are not runny.
no.
They're not good. They just taste
Yeah.
bad.
overprocessed.
Yeah.
No, I just love, not necessarily the egg, but I love the
crusty, lovely
Sausage
sausage meat.
So do you eat? You know, we're looking at this board now, going, "Oh my god!" Do
honestly,
you
the
make
smell.
it all?
Yeah, everything on our menu we make. So the bread, the hummus, the chutney, the the
Wow.
pesto, the bruschetta, the bellinis, the quiches, the sausage rolls, the cheese bakes, everything.
Oh my
quiche
god!
The
as well.
dessert. Oh, I love quiche.
Oh.
The difference, the flavour of quiche, and I can only put it to when you have tried shop bought, or you go
Yeah.
somewhere and you try it and you go, oh,
We
it's
always
just
buy a
bit
quiche,
bland.
don't we? Yeah.
Homemade.
Thursday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favourite quiche to make?
Smoky bacon. So you put maple syrup, Canadian maple syrup
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
bacon
yeah.
to go slightly sweet and sticky, but you've still got that lovely saltiness
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
using smoked. And then we use double cream, a vintage cheddar because it's slightly stronger,
Oh.
and you've got sea salt crystals running through it, which is really beautiful. And
God,
then we
awesome.
do herbed rosemary, wild garlic potatoes with red onion, which we cook in butter.
Oh,
So once they're fried off, those potatoes,
Yeah.
you then fry off the bacon, which is slightly sweet and smoky
Yeah,
and
yeah,
salty, and then you put the double cream mixture with all of your eggs, your cheese, lay that onto your homemade pastry and cook it, and then crumbled feta on top.
oh my god.
Oh my
The
god!
flavour.
It sounds like, if anyone didn't have a
flavour.
screen, it would sound like soft porn right
I
now.
would just say, like,
And it's only going to get worse. I'm getting hungrier. Honestly. Yeah.
Double cream.
Yeah.
You like the advert, aren't you? Yeah. I talk about adverts. If you've just done one,
Yes, Iceland.
right?
So I think
Is
that's
there
just
still the
finished.
tagline or not?
No, there's
Mums
not.
go to Iceland.
No, not mums
anymore.
go to Iceland
No.
anymore.
No, Kerry Katona blew that out of the water,
Yeah,
didn't she?
so now it's
stop us that.
Josie Gibson from this morning. That was me and her doing that.
So you
was
met her?
it?
Yeah, and she's lovely.
lovely. She
Oh.
looks lovely.
Exactly what you
She's
see
down from my
on.
neck of the woods. Yeah,
She's
yeah,
great.
Yeah.
All right, my loves.
Yeah.
That's what she did when she walked in.
She's in Spain at the moment with Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan, he's married to Lucy Meck.
Yeah, from Coronation Street.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
sorry, I thought you were trying to say Rylan.
No.
Oh, Ryan.
Okay, I was just checking. Yeah, I know who you mean. Oh,
But she's great,
okay.
yes, that was lovely.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. What other stuff have you done?
Oh
we
my
would have
gosh.
seen you in.
First dates on Channel 4.
Oh my
So I
god,
was
did you?
waitress for 2 years on that.
Was she?
Oh my
Fred
god.
and Cece
With Fred,
and
I
Laura
love.
and Austin, Sam.
Cece is my favourite.
Yeah.
I would literally have everybody that was there, all these dates. I'm like, please find love, please find love.
I know.
Did
I
she
know.
find love?
I think she's currently single.
Is she?
Or she might have somebody.
Fred.
I know she's doing a lot of fitness now.
Yes. Yeah.
all of
follow
her
on
fitness
Instagram.
things,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So we've done first
And
date.
Austin's got a little girl.
Oh.
Yeah. But no, that was amazing. That was like incredible. And then I did a lot of theatre, stand-up comedy,
Yeah.
more commercials, Co-op Tesco, voiceover for Wayfair.
Oh, I love that. What was your
All
line for
sorts.
Wayfair?
I had to talk about how a beige life and then having colours apt into it.
Like it.
So yeah.
Right, where can I buy it?
Where can you buy it? I mean, Wayfair was all because obviously they're all about pops of colour, aren't
Yeah,
they? It's talking
yeah,
about the
yeah,
mundane of
What would be
life
your
and-
dream advert or your and your dream programme to be on? Obviously, Bake Off.
Oh my god, I've just thought Sex and the City when she makes the
Oh!
sushi platter on her. You'd like to
Well,
make
Kim-
the...
Kim-
No one would want the sushi platter on me.
No.
No, but would you like to be the person that puts it on her?
Oh, I'll do
You'd
that.
like you
yeah.
made it and you'd
and
be
I'll
like...
take my time.
Yeah.
Each piece.
Yeah, it's like, see that bit of nipple there? I did
Delicately
that.
placed down.
I was
Yeah.
thinking a man, not a woman.
But do you know
Oh,
what
it has
kind
to
of
be a
that
man.
Has to be a man.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
on Kim Cattrall, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because she ate off the man, didn't she? Or
No,
something
she
like
laid it all out as a surprise for him, and then
Oh,
he did
yeah,
it.
yeah,
in
yeah,
half.
yeah.
There we
There we
go.
go.
And it was like sushi was just dropping off of her, and she gave up. It was so funny. The dog was eating it. And
The dog was
yeah.
eating it.
I'd be the dog.
You're showing your legs off.
I know, the dress comes apart.
And what would be your dream programme to be on?
Oh gosh. For food wise, I'd love to go on This Morning and talk about grazing platters.
Yes.
I'd
That would
love
be
to
good.
do that.
Yeah. We got her first.
Yeah, there we go.
Should have had a chat with Josie and been like, listen.
Joe's, can you get me on?
Yeah.
I was going to talk to James as well. So
Yeah.
James, get me on Saturday Kitchen.
Yeah.
I'll talk all things food.
I love him. I
Do
think
some
he's great.
baking.
But I'll tell you what makes me laugh with James, and I know it probably is the right way, but when he says chorizo.
Chorizo.
Yeah.
I love it because he's a
can't-
rule breaker.
It's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
He's so lovely. He
Yeah.
smelt divine.
Did he?
Absolutely divine.
Oh my god.
Wow.
That's like when we were
You're not
at
going to talk about Mel Gibson, are you?
Guildfest and
Oh
Boys
my
Life
God.
were on.
They are so hot now. They've got
you
better.
Are
you
they?
could yes.
it's just one.
Keith Duffy is
Oh, I've always
wow.
loved him. No, is
Which
it
one's
Kian,
he
the one
again?
from Westlife, the
Oh,
blonde
yeah.
one?
He's
He
married
is
to
just-
Bertie Ahern's daughter, isn't he?
I don't know,
Yeah.
but he is just, as he's got older, he's all mussy. He's got tattoo. Oh,
Just
No.
the blondest
Keith Duffy,
blondin.
I literally was
Oh.
too deep in the audience and I could smell his aftershave and he winked.
And you're like, ooh.
Well, I think he
okay.
winked, but he had glasses on, but he did go like this, so I think he did.
It was a wink. Definitely a wink.
Probably one of your bees at him or something. Sounds like he
but you could
likes me.
smell them from here, you know.
Pungent
So
in a
right,
good way.
tell us what's in these boxes that you've just
So
done.
we have
We'll leave the
Stomach
cake
is
to the
growling for this.
a Clawson's. Now this is a double Gloucester. This actually won at the UK and International Cheese Awards. So this is with chives. Absolutely stunning, and it's this one here. And then we've got a spicy.
So that's a cheese there.
These are cheeses. So we've got cheese there, which is a spicy.
Can we taste?
Oh gosh, no, please do.
Okay.
So you can
Okay.
use
What
these little
do we-
sticks. Take a little.
No, I was like, right, I'm going in. both of us purposely bought
Loose
Rude.
dresses.
Joey
Yeah.
pants.
Right, okay. So
What
this
do we
is the
need?
double Gloucester. So I'd definitely try that with a
Yeah.
cracker.
With
And then-
Okay.
Oh no, please do. So you've got to crack open the
open it,
crackers.
yeah.
And those are rosemary.
Are we in front of the
sea salt.
camera, boss? Okay, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
No
And then
close-ups on my mouth,
This one's
please.
truffle
'cause I'm
and
going
honey.
Oh.
And then it's a caramelised onion whipped hummus.
Yeah.
And then we've got some of our infused olives. And then we've
What
got
do you
our-
infuse them with? Do
Oh,
you
I was
infuse
gonna
them?
say, and these are the sticky glazed cashews.
Oh
my
So
God. I'm gonna use my finger
the
for that.
olives are actually made with organic oranges, so you grate that because the
Oh
skin is
my
just
God.
beautiful. And then
Have one of them very quickly.
they're quite spicy. They do have a kick, but they're sweet.
The kick hasn't happened yet.
Is it not? It will. It'll
Got
get
really
you.
warm water.
Oh.
Oh my God.
They're very sweet. I love them.
I love that when Sharon was doing that, you were like this. Like looking at Sharon like, love it,
like
love
it.
it. You love it.
I've
you
actually
like
got a
it?
little present for you.
From what?
One your own mug as we're doing this, but in
you.
here is my last pot of honey. It probably is my last pot
From your bees?
from my bees. Yeah.
No way.
So, yeah, feel free to use it.
I love this.
Am I doing this right?
Queen BB. How long have you been doing honey for?
4 years.
Oh my gosh.
I love it.
I will definitely use that. Honey on anything is beautiful. Will always enhance
Talk to
it.
us about this cheese.
That's the double Gloucester, the Clawsons.
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
It's creamy, but you can taste the chives in it, and that's what is so wonderful. And then you've got the chili one, which has got a kick to it.
I'll do that.
And that's a
how
vintage
do you,
cheese.
Guys, I cannot explain how
you know,
good
obviously
this
the cheese, you don't make the cheese, so where do
No.
you get your products from?
So we use local cheesemongers. So we use
Is that what they're called? Cheesemongers?
what they're called?
cheesemongers,
Cheesemongers.
cheese
Oh.
delicatessens.
Oh.
Gosh, there's so many. But because we're an ambassador for Love Cheese Live,
I looked at
we learn about the cheeses and what works and what doesn't. And because supermarket cheeses, yes, some of them are amazing, and there's a lot of cheeses that are really now
They have to put
championed.
so much in them though to preserve them, don't they?
It's such a huge. I never realised by going 2 weeks ago to the event. I didn't realise how massive and how intricately everything is graded. So you have every supermarket. You go into these cold rooms, and every single supermarket brand of cheese and Waitrose, Marks and Spencers. There's a blindfolded, not necessarily a blindfolded, but a
We're
judge.
into your fantasies
Not
now.
literally. Sorry.
Wrong show, wrong show.
I was going to say,
Goes
I
and
applied for
grades
that.
them.
Oh my God.
And that's how they get, when you see the little award on them.
Yes.
That's when you can see that they've been given a silver award or a gold award. So Belton Farm, which we use a lot of, is in Aldi, but their red fox is incredible. Their silver fox is amazing, vintage cheddar with sea salt. The smoky fox is just to die for. I urge anyone to try that. That's in Aldi.
Thing is, I think when we shop, we shop safe. You know what we're used to.
Food
and
is
stuff like that.
easy. Food is easy. I think
If
so.
you know about it, and I don't think you need to know a lot, but
No.
that's why we need people like you here, because when we're picking our things at our venues for our weddings or our events, we're picking safe because we're going right. Auntie Joan won't like that, so
Yeah.
let's do this. So they're picking for themselves, for other people rather than
They're
themselves.
and so many people. When the amount of couples that I talk to that go, I love picky food, but are you able to offer this and that and this? And we offer everything from little Charlotte potatoes with garlic and homemade mayonnaise and salted butter, salt and pepper. All of those, and all of your fresh salads and your quiches and your sausage rolls and your vintage cheddar bakes and Scotch eggs, homemade pork pies. That is your bulk around, as well as cheeses, olives, hummus, all of your tapasy bits, your cured meats.
You make that salsa.
Yeah, no,
Oh
that is
my
beautiful.
God. What's in it?
So you cook all the tomatoes down. We use a heritage tomato, so you use orange tomatoes, yellows tomatoes,
Right.
all the different varieties, because they add different flavours.
Yeah.
We use an organic, because everything's so heavily sprayed
Yeah.
now.
I don't treat my
The
beans.
freshest tomatoes
I don't-
are amazing.
Yeah.
Taste difference is totally different. And then we add chilies, we cook it in some sugar, and you just let it caramelise. Some onions in there.
Oh my God, that is beautiful.
I'm really excited to try that.
Have you tried the hummus?
No,
This
where
a
is that?
white hummus.
Honestly, there's so much in here.
See, I'm a bit funny with hummus. I must
So this
admit.
is a caramelised onion, and it's got feta seeds and then a cold pressed virgin olive oil.
Yeah,
Didn't even know you could get a cold pressed virgin on your
you can,
this
yeah.
is just
cold
like,
pressed virgin. You didn't finish your sentence.
yeah, I know, I'm super like,
You need to try the lemon drizzle as well, because that's
So
equally
not offending
delicious.
our cold pressed virgins out
okay,
there.
so I need to do my salsa next and then I'll
Oh, and then we've got some of our homemade chutney, which is a chilli and tomato chutney, and that's
Okay.
beautiful as well. And that goes really lovely with the double
So
Gloucester.
tell us how you make the hummus.
So you whip the hummus.
Hummus close.
So you whip the hummus with
Things that you've
within
fallen
an
down
inch
to
of its
shame.
life with tahini, we caramelise the red onions down so they go sweet and sticky, and then you blitz that in with your chickpeas, wild garlic, olive oil, salt, pepper.
Tomatoes.
And it is beautiful. But having a bit of a chunky salsa is really nice.
Oh, a chunky salsa. With this cheese, the chive one, go
Do
well
you like
with
the
this.
chive? Yes, it does.
I am obsessed with the chive.
The chive one is my favourite. Now we also use a Clausen's Shropshire Blue. Now I've never liked a Shropshire Blue, you know, Stilton's.
Because you're based in Shropshire, aren't you?
In Shropshire, Oswestry. And they do a absolute stunning blue cheese, and that with a chocolate pretzel. You pair that together.
Really?
I honestly.
Oh my God, cheese and having
chocolate
chocolate.
and cheese is the
I think I
most
found my
incredible
soulmate. She likes that with food like I do.
Yeah, incredible combination.
And it's about not being scared of.
Trying flavours.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my
when you've got a couple, or you know, coming to you, or a company coming to you, do you do tasters?
Yeah, so for lots of brides and grooms, they'll have a tasting box off us. So I'll send them a list of the menu that we've proposed for them, that they've chosen. And then I'll say, okay, what cheeses do you want? And then they'll go through that, and then they'll order a platter box, and they get to try it. So we'll do it.
Can I just order for like a Friday night?
Oh,
alone?
easy.
Yeah.
We have a lot of that as well.
Do you?
Yeah, where people order and want it for...
So me and the girls are meant to be
Like
having
an
a cheese and
Airbnb
wine night.
Yeah, so
things
yeah.
like
Well,
that.
I was thinking about hen parties.
Oh,
If they're doing
gosh, we
Airbnb,
do a lot of hen
you know,
parties.
just have that on the table would be, you know, while they're
Yeah.
drinking, getting ready.
Well, we
and
would
stuff like
do a grazing table unless they said actually we want platters. When it's anything like that where we go to a venue,
yeah.
we always do a grazing table, whether it's for 4 people, 6 people, because you're creating that food experience.
And what areas do you cover? Is there a
All
cut off?
over,
Really?
all over.
Got any availability tomorrow night?
For life, by the
For
sounds of it.
life, well, we're nearly fully booked for this year, so we've only got a few dates left, and we're nearly fully booked for next year.
Oh my God, what is it? That's beautiful.
Oh, so
hang on.
that's the tomato. Is that the chutney that you've just tried?
That
Yeah,
one.
that's the tomato and chilli chutney. So it's made with mustard. It's got
Got an Indian.
mango chutney.
Ah.
So we mix that in, and you've got the lovely chunks of mango, but it's that lovely tomato. Very similar to the salsa, but it just goes beautifully with cheese.
I'm so excited. And I can see there's a strawberry in there.
Oh, we add strawberries to everything.
Do
We use
you?
a
And
lot
it all
of garnish.
goes. You know when you just think, oh, that, yeah.
Mouldy cheeses love sweet. So we haven't got any mouldy cheeses in there, but anything sweet and salty will always complement.
And
And that's a smoked.
Yeah, I'm just going in.
A smoked salami.
Smoked salami. So where
A peppered salami, sorry.
where
Would
would
put that on my
you
chutney?
where do you source your meat from?
Delicatessence
Right.
in Oswestry.
Right.
So butchers.
It's very famous. Your little town.
Oswestry, it is. It is.
Famous to a
Wilf, who is it?
It's a
We're
poet,
not
isn't
looking.
it?
Wilfred Owen.
Yes, it. Yeah.
I didn't want to
Have a
say
little
it just
tug
in
of war.
case.
Yeah, Wilfred
because I
Owen,
can't get it wrong.
He's the First War poet, and
yeah.
he did a really famous poem called "The Parade of the Old Men," something like that.
I'm
Sure
going
it is.
with
Yeah,
you.
I did it at
You're
school.
correct.
I bet
We did
it's
it
nothing
with.
like that.
I bet it is, and Google it. I'm sure it's the Parade of the Old Men and
Chutney's
Young
made up
something.
nicely.
But we did all quiet on the Western Front, and we
Oh,
did that
yes,
as well
yeah.
at the same
Oh,
time.
drop him.
So that's how I know.
I know that one. So what do you think? Do you like cheese balls?
I want to be.
I'm literally like, I've got chutney in my hair, but I don't care because it's the same colour.
So would you do just cheeses?
This is incredible,
or
by the
we-
way. That's
you
why
know,
I'm so quiet. Oh my god.
Well, I do what? Sorry, Sharon. Sorry, I should have known. I should never
Will
interrupt.
you live with me?
Yes.
Thank you. How many ovens do you have?
Oh gosh, we've got a lot of tabletop ovens. So
Really?
4 tabletop ovens.
Are they portable? Do you cook
Portable.
on premises?
So you
If
have
we
a
don't
premises?
Yeah, see, we have a premises, and then we transport. So if we need to take ovens where we need to finish off bread rolls, Scotch eggs, because sometimes, unless we go to a venue where they have a kitchen, then we'll use the kitchens and we'll finish things off. So sometimes if we've got a table where we think let's actually cut those Scotch eggs in and actually make them warm and then drizzle some honey on them or
Yeah.
chipotle mayonnaise or something.
How important is it for couples to find out if their venues are okay with you using their kitchens and stuff like that.
The majority of venues we use are absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Absolutely fine.
We've got quite a few up this way that I know that will not allow you into
Some
their
don't.
kitchens.
They're very kind of set in their ways and they don't want a grazing company, but we just have to show them the way that actually we come in and we take over, we'll do it, you know.
I think if you can show them this and your ethics and you're going to clean up afterwards.
Oh gosh, yeah.
No, you're
This
fine.
is my first graze.
It's hard to say, isn't it?
I'm calling it a raving board because I am
Raving.
A raven.
So you like the nuts? I love the cashews.
This is someone that doesn't like nuts, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
When they're sweet and
Demolish them,
sticky and spicy, there's another little pot in there as well.
But I like
There was
sweet
2
stuff.
pots.
Another one.
Yeah.
Another one. What's your favourite?
What do
to
I love
do,
to
yeah.
eat?
Oh, I just had a really chewy,
Oh,
sweet one.
gosh. I love homemade bread. I love, and
Oh.
that's so simple. It's a simple thing, but I make homemade bread every day for my own family.
Have you made soda bread before?
I haven't. My
family
favourite is
are
something
Irish,
called
so it's like-
Tasty Loaf,
What is that?
and it's made with applesauce and honey.
Oh
So you substitute the sugar and the olive oil in the bread for 40 grams of applesauce and 2 tablespoons of honey, and that is the softest. It's like eating a crumpet mixed with a fluffy loaf of bread, but when you put salted butter on it and it oozes, honestly,
sold.
homemade bread is my ultimate. I can't. And
Can't beat the
nuts, I
smell
can't
of it. If you
resist
could put it in a candle.
Yeah,
You use a lot of honey.
yeah, I use a lot of honey.
You like it?
I love honey.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's in
it's
the
part of
title.
their business
How
name.
did
Loves
you
honey and a nut.
come up with your name?
Honey Walnut Grazing,
Yeah.
because that's my favourite combination.
Right. Wow.
Cheese, nuts and honey.
Ah,
Are these walnuts?
Those are cashews.
Cashews.
We use a lot of almonds and cashews.
Sorry, I don't eat nuts, so
I can't believe you don't eat nuts.
I know. But
That's
sorry,
really
this is
good
a bit.
for you.
This is like these are amazing, better. But John loves a nut, and in Marks and Spencer's, you know, they do basically like this.
Yeah.
But these are better.
Thank you so
Them
much.
and I love the Sensations, the Thai sweet chili nuts. But again,
Oh, I haven't tried them.
they're the only ones I like. But oh my god,
They're made with black and Cajun mix,
they're so good.
maple syrup and then salted
I
butter.
would say I'd take one for
How-
John to taste, but they're going to be gone.
How different are you to other companies that do the same thing?
Well, we make everything.
Right.
That's one thing that I can say with confidence, because you can go through a lot of pictures and you realise a lot is
Don't laugh
shop
at me.
brought.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
You can
can
tell a
tell.
cake or a tiffin or a brownie that's been shop
Yeah.
brought or a quiche.
Well, you can. Would
see
we?
it. I'm like, look, there was one company that I
They're
saw that,
there. I can't get to them.
that you'd use French fancies, and you can. That's
Yeah.
not. That's
You
not.
bought
They're
French
too
fancies
perfect.
last week.
We are bakers. We are
Yeah.
baking everything and trying to create a grazing experience where you can taste the difference.
and be brave.
Yeah.
Oh, I love hummus.
Oh, you've got the thing. See,
Um,
I can't get on with. I don't know why.
I don't
I
know.
like
why.
it. I love
her.
I love a red pepper hummus, but
Yeah.
this kind of John will be shocked.
This
one
is
I ate yours.
caramelised onion. Caramelised onion, and I love caramel. It's my favourite one to make.
Okay.
So let me know.
I think
What
I'm
you
liking
think?
it. I'm thinking like Monica from Friends, where she's like, mmm.
Oh yeah, it tastes like feet.
That's what I remember.
Tastes like feet. You can't edit that differently, otherwise
No.
they'll be like, that tastes like feet.
That doesn't. No,
I
we
like.
don't. We don't edit. Well, you must know we don't edit by
Yeah.
now. The stuff that gets shown about us, about me, I don't. So
It's nice.
Oh, but
I
the
like it.
differences. The
Yeah,
differences.
that's it.
So we offer all of the. So when we have our discovery call with our brides and grooms, and we talk about how their vision is, what their theme is, how their colour scheme. We then go away to set up a mood board, talk about their menu, how we can make it different, personalised to them in terms of personalised the cutlery with their initials. Some people have special notes down the table of how they met, the timeline of how they met. So
Wow.
we personally do
wow.
that. And then in terms of table props, obviously we go with their theme, vision, the flowers. We then buy the flowers, source all of the foliage to.
oh my god! So you do all of that,
And that's all included in your grazing table, as well as using all of the table props, us coming to set it up, sparklers which we use, fresh flowers. We use a huge amount of you know, theatrical elements that add.
I'm just visualising right now.
People are just going to remember this forever. Chocolate fountains are back in.
It used to, it was out. Well, now it's in.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Because people are using different things other than strawberries and marshmallows, you know, cheese and
we
everything.
do all of the desserts, and then but you find that people are walking over adults, and it's like they turn into children.
Well, I had one at my wedding.
Brownie underneath. Or...
John didn't realise that
Would you like one?
Go on then.
Look, I've chopped it.
But I'm just thinking, like, one of mine and John's first dates was bowling. I'm thinking like a Scotch egg bowl. Now, like, I'm just like, sod the dress, sod the veils.
Food.
It's food.
I think people come together over food. You talked about.
We went to the shard. There's a shard.
We talked about COVID and how did food bring us all together in COVID. People were leaving things like you know, I was baking, my neighbours were baking, we were putting little parcels on everybody's doorstep, you know, the pub next door to us.
It brings love. If you get a gift, especially a foodie gift, how does it make you feel?
So
when somebody
happy.
Cuts you a piece of cake and gives you a piece of cake, you go, oh, thank you so much.
Because it's care, it's love,
isn't it?
You know, and I know that, you know, Sandra, you covered us up, you know, if I've had a bit of a tough time, you know, there'll always be a little packet of biscuits.
Communities have done it. Different countries, you take food round and sit.
Well, you
and
look at the Ghanaian families. You know, they don't. You know, I watched Judy Love the other day, and I don't know whether she's Ghanaian or not, but she said you don't go to somebody's house without a pot of food.
You take something
because it's a pot of love, isn't it?
It is love, and that's what we're trying to do is put love through food.
That is spicy. I've got the kick now from the salsa.
It'll take your head off.
Oh, it's so good.
Can we talk about you know, different
you're being brave.
different criterias such as diets?
Cater for all.
Okay.
We've got a vegan wedding at the end of August.
Do you find that hard?
Yeah.
It is hard. In what way?
It's the prep for it as well, isn't it?
Because we have to prep, so we have to do a totally different setup of how we would normally do something. So when they're asking for Charlotte potatoes, so with garlic and mayonnaise, how we would normally make them with butter, salt and pepper, chives and spring onions, we can't use that normal mayonnaise. We have to then make a vegan mayonnaise, or quiches, you can't use eggs. So it makes it tricky. Desserts are a lot easier. Vegan desserts, you can knock them out. Bread, cheese scones.
I made a chickpea cheesecake.
Did
on
you?
Christmas, lime.
And
lime and chickpea. Yeah. And actually, I made
very versatile chickpeas.
Yes, it went a long way. I made two in the end. It was huge.
Yeah.
And my son's vegan, and we ended up keeping one, and I think it fed him for about 2 weeks. You know, but it kept in the fridge really well.
Oh gosh, vegan brownies is one of my favourite things to make.
Is it?
Really? And they taste. That's one thing with the vegan brownie, they taste utterly divine.
Oh my god!
Can you tell the difference between a vegan and a non-vegan brownie?
Absolutely
really
not.
Okay, well that's when you know they're good.
I would sometimes say vegan brownie's better. It's I don't know what it is. I think it's using the flaxseed in it and the almonds, so crushed almonds. The consistency of that brownie, and the chocolate doesn't seem to. You get like pops of like molten chocolate in them. I've got a video on my Instagram where I bite into one. I've just made them, going, guys, I'm just practicing my vegan brownies for my vegan wedding, and I was so taken aback at how gooey and cakey and thick and decadent it was. It was, I love making.
Can't wait to watch that video when I'm hungry.
Please do.
You know, I want to admit, thanks. You know, some people that I know that are vegan because it's easier to say I'm vegan than saying I'm dairy intolerant, you know, because I'm allergic to it and stuff like that.
Cater for everything.
Okay, perfect. So, and things like with nuts and that prepping and that, you know.
Nuts, if they even whisper, because we never use peanuts ever, unless somebody says they want a Snickers brownie or Snickers dessert, I'd never use peanuts. So is it just
peanuts that causes the allergy? Or
no, but they're the most common.
Oh, right, okay.
So if they say nuts in any capacity, I'll say, right, well, we won't.
Are these on your
use
checklist
them.
to ask these questions?
Yeah.
I know.
So what are your dietary requirements?
Yeah.
If some
Because
people,
it's also guests as well. It's some things that you wouldn't think to ask.
they have to send us everything 4 weeks prior to the wedding day.
So will you tell them to ask their guests if
Ask the guests. Sometimes I've had to contact guests, or the guest has contacted me.
Oh my God, well
when
done.
it's a severe allergy.
Yeah.
And then I have to let the venue know with a risk assessment of this guest has got this is what we're doing. This is our protocol of what we're going to do to ensure we haven't used
Because it's a
anything.
very serious thing.
Yeah.
It's life or death, especially when it's
These are things that
when
you
they're
know
really
when you're
serious
when you're
allergies.
planning a wedding. These are things that you don't think to ask.
Yeah.
You know, but you have to ask.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Or or have a good supplier that
Yeah.
you know that is going to be asked those questions. Nothing worse than somebody dying on your wedding day.
we can't have that.
You know what I mean? It's like
Don't even say it, Sharon.
No, but the thing is that it can happen.
You have
it
to
does
take
happen,
it that seriously.
You know?
You have to take it that seriously.
And I feel that allergies are getting.
We do
higher,
separate
higher.
boxes for anybody who's got an allergy, unless they say
wow.
they're allergic to nuts, but they're happy to eat off the table. I would just say we're not doing nuts at all.
Right.
Rather not.
Yes.
Even if they're okay with cashew, I'd
Yeah.
rather not.
Yeah.
So I'd always steer them away and we'll
I'd
add
rather
something
you
else
didn't
in.
die.
Exactly. But if it's like a vegan but they want if there's only one, then we do a separate grazing platter for that person and we label it with their name, leave it, and it's
Lovely.
presented like that. But obviously everything that they can eat.
Right, we need to go on to dessert.
No, yes.
But before
Still on my
dessert, we're gonna play a little game.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, and then we'll
And
go
then
back
I'll
to
like
it.
the
and then you'll like the
sparkles,
sparkles.
I know I'm going to
afterwards.
look back
And
at
a
this
bit
and
of
be like,
drama.
Lauren, eyes up,
I know.
eyes away from the food, because the whole time I can't stop, Sharon.
Oh, really?
Like Oliver.
The guys are upstairs going, leave us some.
I know, honestly.
So
I'm
you just
trying
need
to
to
say them
spin
enough,
this
but I
wheel.
can't.
Okay.
Oh God, switch it. So you have to ask us a question now.
What's been your worst podcast guest?
Well, definitely not you, honey.
Have you had any difficult ones where it's
No.
been very difficult to extract?
Because we're
gonna keep my mouth
transporting,
closed.
we're going to transport ourselves into somebody else's business. So I mean, I'm a researcher, big time. So I tend to go in with a bit more facts than normal. So, but it's understanding your business, and getting the most amount of out of you, because you could sit there going, oh God, cameras everywhere, blah blah blah, and forget what you do. But if you're in front of a customer, it'd all come out and stuff like that.
Exactly,
But it can dry out. So it's important that I have my little cards and go, right, tell me about this, tell me about that. But for us, I'm talking on behalf of you now, I'm always inspired by them sitting there, because they'll come out with a story and I'm like, oh my God, and I love it that they sit here and I hope you guys at home will go, that they feel that they know you now. You're a person rather than a brand. And that's the same for us. When we first originally said, right, we're going to do a podcast, it was basically because it's quite scary walking into a wedding dress boutique.
Oh God.
Even if you're the most confident person, and you hear all these stories and blah blah blah, and there's a lot of fear into it. So if they already know us, it's like coming into a mate's house
And going home, and they feel confident to say,
Be like, oh, you're exactly
I
the
don't
same.
feel comfortable in that.
But what is all nobody's been difficult whatsoever. If anything else, because we're all in it together. We want this to be the best episode possible, because we want everybody out there that are planning to have all the information. But I am always so amazed. The most confident people, like Lee Russell, DJ. I actually had to put my hand on his knee, because his knee was going up and down like this, But the moment the cameras went and he was looking at me, and we couldn't stop him. And
he was so I couldn't believe it.
He was so nervous. And Hayley Bray, she's a photographer, behind the camera is where she is happiest.
And
in
front of the camera.
And she sat there, she said, this is my worst nightmare. But she works with these cameras all day,
All the time,
every day, she probably understands more than the guys behind the camera do.
Like I'm in love.
But, and suddenly she was like, oh my God, so that's always makes me, but nobody's been difficult.
That's great.
No.
I'm very lucky.
Sorry, I've even
Very
ditched the
lucky.
cracker at this.
Oh, you're going in for the chili.
This is chili.
Oh, I haven't
That's the
tried
chili.
it. Do I need the cracker? Sorry,
No.
I'm so
I would go.
So up with the chives.
I would try a little bit first because you might not want to go.
Okay.
Because
Can
it
you
does
take
have
a little bit because we're like
take that little end off.
I'll
Yeah,
take that bit off.
because
I love
it does
hot
have
stuff.
a punch.
Mum,
Does it? What? How hot?
It's not going to
No,
be like,
it's
oh
not
my
as
gosh,
hot as
take
the-
it.
No, it's fine. I grew up with Indian food. My mum was Indian.
Oh, how lovely! I love it.
You know, so everything was
Was your mum a good
curried.
cook?
Yeah.
You know, we were poor. No, but we were poor as anything, so we ate off the land.
Yeah.
You know, it sounds really fields, but we had an allotment in our garden.
I think that's amazing.
And I've got allotment at home. You know,
They're one of the most magical
Yes.
things. Growing your own produce.
we used to come home from school. My job coming home from school, because Mum would be out working, was to dig up whatever we were having for dinner, and she would make that into a meal.
Yeah.
You know, and we had no money growing up. That's nothing. And how she made those meals,
Something out of nothing.
And when my son cooked from the age of 4, I think he tried to grill an egg in its shell. And you know, when I was upstairs being sick, I was had gastroenteritis, I was really poorly, and he went, "I'm trying to make you breakfast," and it was so sweet. It was the sweetest thing ever. But he's a great cook,
Is he?
And he's vegan, and he can literally get a fridge full of nothing
And make
and make a meal, and I love that. You know,
It's creative.
Yeah.
What's your favourite, quickest thing to whip up?
For my family.
Yeah. If you're like, God, we've been out late, haven't got time.
You got boys. Boys are
I've got
always
boys,
hungry.
Yeah. So if I've got nothing, we have a Riverford delivery every single week, and I love Riverford. All the organic vegetables. So we get a lot of mushrooms, courgettes,
I've got a mushroom box.
broad beans,
to
everything.
grow my own mushrooms. for my
Honestly,
birthday.
they are delicious.
I've
And
cleared
you
the
get different
greenhouse, I know what I'm
varieties but I would say
Blazing up the shrooms.
a chicken, so making some homemade basil pesto. And then if you get some oak smoked salmon,
Yeah.
and once you've made the really cheesy pesto, so you use your pine nuts, your parmesan, your fresh basil, salt, pepper, olive oil, blitz that up so it's a bit chunky, but you've got that lovely chunkiness of the parmesan.
Yeah.
Put that over the top of your smoked salmon, chop some red onion. My
Yeah.
boys love this. Red onion, tomato,
And this is your
salt,
quick
pepper.
thing.
This is quick.
To me, this is something
Yeah,
that
And then
I
make
no.
tagliatelle.
I'm thinking
Yeah,
then chicken
mix it
dippers.
all
to my
together.
Yeah, I do
favourite.
that with my salmon. I literally put,
And my
it's
boys
shop bought. I'm
adore
going
it.
to try doing
Yeah.
homemade, but it's but
See, I've got a fussy
pesto
healthy
will stay in the fridge for a while, won't it?
ages,
Yeah, with
yeah.
the olive oil. So we've got some questions from our audience. Do you mind if we do
Go
them?
ahead, yeah.
But
I was going to say, do you mind just reading through them while we do?
We did it.
That's what you would do, but I'm not going to do that because that's rude.
'cause
Why
I'm
don't we light
Sharon.
our sparkler?
Okay. Oh yes.
Should we do that?
Right, I've got
And then we'll do
mattress.
this. How are we doing for time?
We're trying to eat the sparkler.
There we go. I love a sparkler. What are the rules in venues regarding
They're actually
sparklers and stuff
works.
like that?
fine with it as long as it's not near fabric or anything like
Fine.
that.
Yeah, our last guest.
gosh.
Oh, shit.
Go again.
Stop filming that bit.
Are you filming?
Right, here we go.
there's the air conditioning's on over.
Oh, there we go.
Whoa! Look at that!
So we put these on our tables.
Boss go. Bloody insurance. Bloody, look at the mics.
No.
Look at the mics.
I've got water in my cup, don't worry.
Because a lot of venues won't allow sparklers and stuff like that, but I love them.
I love them. It doesn't last for long.
No.
But they just add a bit of theatre.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I love that.
Yeah, I love
And
it.
yes, it's cheesy. And because my sister does it for her afternoon teas, and her afternoon teas are amazing, and they are viral. Her afternoon teas.
No way.
And yeah. And she started using them, and she was like, "You should put them on your grazing tables." And I remember thinking, "Oh, are they a bit cheap or a bit look tacky?"
No, I love it.
The amount of feedback from guests that are like, "Oh my gosh," and they want to video it.
Yeah.
is
Well, you do.
quite
You want a video
incredible.
a bit of fire and sparkle,
Yeah.
don't you?
Who doesn't love that?
I know.
Would you like to try a slice of lemon drizzle?
Oh my God, is it lemon drizzle?
It's lemon drizzle, yeah.
I asked.
Favourite cake.
Told it was lemon. I did have a question from a customer.
I'm still loving the meat though. I'm just like,
Right.
The thing is, you can go back and forth. That's the
Can
thing.
you?
You can.
oh, now we
There's
just
no
know the
rhyme
one
or
guy,
reason.
and then
That's
just
it.
imagine.
Oh, why are these the old ones?
So these are off your customers.
Yeah, so we've got a boutique, so they fill in cards, the guests fill in cards, and people have been messaging in with stuff as well.
How lovely.
Right, I've got one. Is it?
I can't
Because
stop
you're
eating.
married. Yeah, you had
I'm
a wedding,
married,
right? Is it okay to bring a +1 to my friend's wedding if they were not invited?
No.
B. from B.
Is it okay to bring a +1?
If
So bring someone that's not been invited.
yeah, so you've been invited to a wedding,
then-
but your other half hasn't.
Well, if you've been invited and the bride and groom know that that's your partner and they still haven't said that they can come, then probably not. There's probably a reason why they shouldn't.
I've had
there.
it. I've had it. Yes, I had. I think we've already
It's
talked
very
about
one
this.
you said
I'd
they
say
turned
it's
up.
very
They turned up
awkward,
booted.
though.
They turned up in morning suits, like top
my
hat,
final
top hat
cracker.
and tails and everything. It was most bizarre. Luckily,
is very
unlucky
bizarre.
for the people that couldn't come, but we had a couple that came down with shingles. So we had
Oh.
we had two spare seats, and then we managed to have another one because one of the cousins brought a boyfriend she met like 2 weeks before.
Wow.
It was.
They're still together now?
Oh my God!
Don't know, we're not in touch. No.
Sharon, you can take the whole piece.
Oh no, yeah, but I'm on TV now. I will later. Oh God, look.
Oh, so you've got the top bit.
Got the top bit.
That is incredible.
Right. You ask us a question.
Okay.
From the
You know when you're like watching somebody eat and you go,
I'm a really messy eater. I had a sub yesterday in the shop. Oh my God! And she baked it too much, and it was everywhere. What gets you crossed within the industry when they're doing
What gets you going?
when they're doing glazing boards and grazing boards? Oh my God, grazing boards and stuff like that. And you're going, ugh.
Like a pet
when it
hate.
says that it's homemade and I can see it's not. And I just think, come on. It's not
Do you
homemade.
comment like, liar?
No, of course not, because some grazing companies can set up a beautifully aesthetic table and do it very well, and it looks beautiful, and the guests probably wouldn't really know. But I think, but that would be the only thing really. But it doesn't really. I wouldn't say it makes my blood boil, because each company has their own thing to offer,
Yeah.
and everyone's got a different flavour to offer. So either that couple likes you or they don't. You can't take that as a
people
knock,
buy off
really.
people. I think
Exactly.
some people I won't purchase from because
I think there's enough room for every company. I think there's enough business. You should never feel threatened if you're focused on somebody else and you're not deep enough into your own work. You know, stay in your own lane and
definitely.
be true to what you have to offer, and you won't go
Yeah.
wrong from that.
Yeah.
You'll find your people, your lane, and you'll stick in it and you'll fly it.
I say that all the time. In my industry,
Yeah.
it can be a bit bitchy.
And if it is, then you let that go. 'Cause
I'm in a
doesn't
lovely
help.
group of some wonderful girls, and guys as well. But we see it from the outside,
Exactly.
and while they're concentrating on in front of customers,
Yeah.
and customers don't want to see that, and they'll go the other way.
They will, because puts you off a little bit.
Yeah.
You go,
yeah.
oh, I don't want to be round it, because it's that
Yeah,
negative energy.
It is negative energy. Exactly.
I hate anything. If I hear any supplier talking about another catering company or another,
Yeah. We all want to know a bit of gossip, don't we?
I know, but I
yeah.
don't, because I think if you're talking about them, you can be talking about me.
Yeah, and they
it
do,
doesn't show
yeah.
a nice character. I think
No.
just do your thing, own it, enjoy it.
Yeah.
And just stick with your blinkers on.
What's
Ask this question.
what's next for you? Have you got any bigger, have you got any goals of where
we want to go?
Yeah, or
Yeah.
anything like else you've got like an idea
Yeah.
of?
Are you supplying Buckingham Palace by any chance?
Well, now you've said it. So we are back at Love Cheese Live next year. We've been asked to now do the trade days, which is really great. So we get to be there when they're doing all of the judging on all the different cheeses.
Can the
which is-
public just go, or have you got to be
The public were there for the Saturday, and the Friday and Saturday in June this year, but they weren't there for the Thursday, which is the trade day. But we've been asked to do it again, which is amazing, because obviously it was our first time this year. To be asked back again is amazing.
amazing.
You were probably photographed by our photographer Hayley Bray, because she photographed James Martin.
Oh, really?
A lot on it, yeah. And she's actually just done. Have you just recently done that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I bet you're there.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she's got it on. I'll give you a detail.
Oh, yeah, please
when
do.
she's got some photos of you up there.
Oh my
Like, funnily
gosh,
enough.
yeah.
Right, ask us a question.
Okay. How do you know when to say yes to the dress? How will you know?
Well, we always say like. Some people say they just get like a feeling. Some don't.
No.
But then I always just say, if you went away and come back and it wasn't here,
Yeah.
would you be upset?
Yeah.
If the answer is yes,
yeah.
then to me
listen,
that is their dress.
and listen to you. We've had another incident this week where everybody's said straight away, oh no, the bride's already said in the changing room, I love it, this is my
Yeah.
dress.
Yeah.
But they haven't waited for her to speak.
Yeah.
You know, and then she's tainted now, and she's double guessing herself because she's
like, oh no, I want my friends to love it.
Sometimes it's the most unlikely dress.
Yeah.
Like I remember for my own wedding, I remember thinking I wanted very similar to that dress, fishtail type.
It's just come in.
And I did not go. I went totally different. Sleeves, very demure. When the waist came out at the bottom, very long trail. And I knew, but there was this one thing, because I bought it so early, I'd look back at pictures and I'd go, I don't like it, and then as soon as I got back there and I tried it on, I was like, yes, again.
This is the reason
and you
why
just know,
happens all the time.
It's how you feel in the dress.
Yeah.
So if you're a guest, before you say anything, just ask them how they feel in the dress.
Yeah.
And that's the best question that you can ask. Can we talk about prices?
Yes, go ahead. Packages.
You're back on the nuts.
They're so good.
I'm so pleased you like them.
Have you got different packages at different prices and different budgets?
Yes, so we do 3 different packages. So our signature package is £35 per head, 2-course meal, includes your foliage, plates, cutlery, napkins, and us to set it up. Second package is 40.
Yeah, I'm really sorry.
And then 45 is the highest.
£35.
Sorry, I'm coughing.
They spend that at Burger King.
Hang on,
Oh, I know.
don't. Kira does.
No,
but when we did.
But sometimes the thing is,
sides.
people will go, I don't think we can afford that. Can we make it a bit cheaper? And you think, no, because cheap food isn't good. If you want to keep knocking something down, you've got to expect that there's going to be a knock-on effect. There's going to be something
sacrifices.
That's going to have to be sacrificed.
Yeah.
So, I've had people that try and manoeuvre, and you just think, if you can't fit it in, that's fine. We're not the right one for you. But if you want,
£35 is
because I'll be up in it again. What started at 20 when we first started.
But when we're talking about per head and 2-course meal, what are they getting? What is one individual can get?
So with the grazing table,
how many people does this feed?
Oh gosh, I would do that for 2 people. 2 people, 2 to 3 people. I'm a big portion, so I will always over cater than ever under cater.
Yeah.
But if at a wedding, each person's always going to have 2 to 3 pieces of dessert. So this similar size, and obviously it's the different desserts that.
This is a question. Sorry, interrupting you. I'm seeing quite a few wedding planners are saying dessert tables are out.
Oh gosh, no, they're so in.
They're so in, right? Yeah. Okay, that's a huge debate then, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you're going to sacrifice anything on budget, get rid of your dessert table.
Well, because we include the dessert.
Yeah, they don't need to.
They don't need to. They get the best of both worlds, and they get to choose whatever. Like they can go down to the choice of chocolate in their brownie because we're making it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more hard work for me.
Yeah. It just sounds like it's not really hard work. Yeah.
It's different,
Yeah.
and I love it when I can have make a variety of food. But no, because we include it, you get the best of both worlds.
Right, so you don't have to sacrifice it. What's your middle price?
40.
Okay, so
and then 45.
45, and that's top package.
45 is our top package.
What does £45 buy us?
So that's more variety of food.
Right.
So that's if they would get our homemade pork pies, our homemade Scotch eggs, the quiches, the 3 different types of bakes that we do. I mean, they can choose the flavours. But if they go to £60 per head, they get canapes.
Right, okay. Because you think about what it costs you at venues, you're looking at £120 per person.
Oh gosh, hot food. I don't know how they can whack on such a high amount of money, like £80 per head sometimes at these venues, and you think
minimum.
That's cheap. £80 a head.
Yeah.
I mean, with London, there'd be no question. You because you're viewing my prices because we're in London right now. In Oswestry, Shropshire, it's like, oh my gosh, £45.
Yeah.
It's a big difference.
Yeah.
Look at the house prices difference.
Yeah.
Everything's massive. There's
So
a big
not
difference.
advertising Burger King, but their prices are the same up here as it is down there. So like you said, it's cutting out. Oh my God.
Yeah, you just have to open people's eyes of what they're buying. They're investing. This isn't a cost. You're investing into your day.
Yeah.
And how
this is
do
a
you want it to be
memory
remembered?
that's going to stay there. People don't tend to talk about the food afterwards. They talk about the dress and they've had a great time.
But the food is so important.
But this, they are going to talk about. They're going to photograph this.
Oh, they do.
The photographer is going to have this out at wedding shows.
You find a lot of people are taking photos before eating, and that's
cool.
great.
Yeah. Do you love it?
But it tastes as good as it looks, which is rare, isn't it?
It is rare.
Yeah,
Lemon
you're
drizzle.
so clever.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, we've
That's
loved
very
And you can
kind.
tell you like come alive when you're talking about
I
it.
love food. I love it.
Me too.
I could just go knee deep
Our,
in food.
I love it.
our Zoom was 10 minutes. I think we went
Yes,
over with
yeah.
45
God, you're lucky
minutes.
I weren't on it. Jesus Christ.
And that's it, you know, food is for the soul.
It is. It
Isn't
feeds us.
Yeah.
Oh,
And good
so
quality
Keeps us
food as
alive.
well.
We need it, you know.
Good food makes you well.
Yeah. And if you don't feed your guests correctly, you're going to lose them.
Oh gosh,
You know.
I've been at weddings where I've been hangry.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
is there a bag of nuts at this bar?
Yeah.
Or a bag of crisps?
Yeah.
Waiting for like
Yeah.
the next thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talking of
This
nuts.
won't allow for that because you can graze
Yeah.
upon it.
Yeah.
And then you've got that dessert table to see you through to the evening.
Yeah, and I suppose when this is all going on, you know, it's a relaxed
Yeah.
vibe, isn't it?
But it still feels opulent,
Yeah.
still feels grand.
Yeah. How would this work regarding like speeches and stuff like
People
that?
work around the speeches
Fine.
with it, so they put it out and then they start doing their speeches, or they
Right.
do speeches beforehand. We just follow their lead.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
As long as we have
Okay.
about 2.5 hours to set up
Yeah.
for any wedding, sometimes 3 hours, depending on how many people.
Yeah.
We work with their run of the day.
Amazing.
Top tip for anybody booking a wedding when they're looking at to do food.
Book your catering company early. If you've got a
Yeah.
favourite caterer,
Yeah.
if you like them, you've had your phone discovery call with them, and there's no point delaying it. Even your florist, your dress.
Yeah,
If
same.
you love it, why
Yeah,
delay?
yeah.
Why
Thank you.
eke it
Yeah,
out?
we're
Yeah.
having people
'Cause
like
you're just
that.
gonna be
you know, they're
disappointed.
crying
Yeah.
and they're like not making decisions, and
Yeah.
then they're coming back 2 months later, and it's been
I've had
discontinued.
that where people have said, actually, can I book? And I've gone, like, the date's gone.
Yeah.
And they go, please, and I'm like,
What can I do?
I can't, I can only say it, and I always follow up and go, do you want to talk any further?
Yeah.
If you wish to proceed, but there's a waiting list now. I have to
Our
let people
seamstresses
know.
get booked a year in advance.
Yeah.
That's how far in advance we
I
we
don't
do
think
stuff.
people realise.
No.
No, they don't.
I think they think, oh, there's loads of catering, but
We've lived in a
You know.
world of
everything's
disposable, but it's gone back the other
Yeah.
way, and we're finding out with the guests coming on that we're getting back to what
It's
it
more
used
personal.
to be. It is more personal,
Yeah.
and the click and get is going, you
Yeah.
know, because people want things that are different.
Yeah.
You know. Thank you for coming in.
thank you so much for having
And
me.
because you're probably better at speaking than we are, can you say goodbye to all our viewers and ask them to subscribe to our channel?
Okay, guys, subscribe, please. And thank you for listening. I hope you've enjoyed learning about who we are and what we do. Give us a follow, Honey and Walnut Grazing, not glazing.
Or blazing.
Or blazing squad.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, and maybe one day I can create something special for you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
What she
Absolute
said. We'll
hero.
see you all next week. Bye.
I'm going to be about 10 stone heavy next week.
Oh, so good. Mm-mm-mm.